Hello friends and welcome back to Kurt Berglund's Baseball World. We are doing a 1970 Chicago Cubs replay and using Fall Classic Baseball. Today that replay continues. We are up to May 8th, 1970. The Cubs have played 23 games. This will be 24 today. They have a record of 12-11 and they are in second place in the National League Eastern Division by their one game out of first. A homestand has started against some National League Western Division opponents. The Cincinnati Reds come to town first. Their game last week was, or yesterday, depending upon how you look at it, was an 8-6 victory for the Reds. Cubs bullpen had another tough day, so we'll see if today we can turn it around. The opposing pitchers are a couple of left-handers today. Jim Merrit for the 1970 Reds against Ken Holtzman for the 1970 Cubs. Let's get to today's starting lineups and roll some Fall Classic Baseball. For the visiting Reds in right field, it's Pete Rose. Batting second at second base, Tommy Helms. Batting third and center field, Bobby Tolan. Batting fourth at third base, Tony Perez. Batting fifth behind the plate for Sparky Anderson, it's Johnny Bench. Batting sixth, first baseman Lee May. Batting seventh against the left-hander, it's Hal McRae in left field. And batting eighth, it'll be shortstop, Dave Concepcion. On the mound, it's Jim Merrit, the 26-year-old, probably the ace of the staff for the 1970 Reds. 35 starts, 12 complete games, 20-12 record on the mound for the Reds. This was Sparky Anderson's as-played lineup, because if we don't, heads explode all over this great land of ours. Here is my lineup for the Cubs today. Leading off at short, Don Kessinger. Batting second at second base, Glenn Beckert. Batting third in left field, Billy Williams. Batting fourth at third base, Ron Santo. Batting fifth at first base, Ernie Banks. Batting sixth in right field, Jim Hickman. Batting seventh in center field, Cleo James. And batting eighth behind the plate against the left-hander, it's Ken Rudolph. On the mound is Ken Holtzman, and he will bat ninth. He had 38 starts in 1970 with 15 complete games, good for 288 innings of work. He was 17-11. We are ready to go at Wrigley Field. Reds, Cubs, game 2 of this 4-game series. Alrighty. And let's see what kind of stuff the pitchers have today. We'll start with Holtzman. Ken has B stuff, and Jim Merrit has B stuff as well. All right. Pete Rose steps in the batter's box against Holtzman. And the first pitch might hit him. It does hit him. Pete Rose sprints down to first base after being hit by the pitch, and here comes Tommy Helms. Alrighty. Holtzman the stretch checks Rose. The pitch to Helms. Rose is not going. A line drive right at Holtzman. One down in the Reds first, and here's Tolan. The pitch to Bobby. Hit in the air to left. Billy Williams over by the line is going to make the catch for out number 2. Now it's Perez. Holtzman kicks and deals. We have a ballpark check. Perez, of course, a right-handed batter. And this is going to be on the 54 chart with the wildest section. And we have a runner on. first base. All right. 5. Balk if F runner on first has a SBA jump rating of 5 or higher. Well, let's see what Pete had going for him in 1970. He does not. All right. So the next delivery to Tony Perez. Perez swings and hits it in the air to center. Cleo James back near the warning track puts it away for out number 3, and that retires Cincinnati in inning number 1. We go to the bottom of the first with no score. Jim Merritt ready to take on Kessinger, Beckert, and Williams. In Leo DeRocher's order today, Merritt kicks and deals. Going to have an error check, maybe, unless Kessinger strikes out, which he does on a 1-3. He does not. So we have an error check on the shortstop, Davy Concepcion. Concepcion's error number in 1970 is a 12. Davy winds up and launches this one into the first base box seats. As the patrons scramble for cover, Kessinger's going to make his way to second on the 2-base error by Concepcion. Cubs have a little something going here. Beckert up. Merritt the stretch and the delivery to Beckert. Had a good day yesterday. Hit in the air to center. Tolan coming in and makes the catch. Kessinger has to hold, and here's Billy Williams. Merritt the stretch. The pitch to Billy is going to be trouble. This is going to be extra bases off the wall in left field. McRae's got to run it down. Scoring is Kessinger. Around first is Williams. He's got another double, and it's a 1-0 Cubs lead in the bottom of the first. Here's Ron Santo. Merritt the stretch, the delivery. There's Santo with trouble. This is going to be off the wall in right center. Tolan having trouble with it. Williams scores easily. It's 2-0 Cubs. Santo around third. He will slide around second, sliding into third safely. And it's 2-0 Chicago with 1 out in the first. Merritt will go from the windup against Banks. Ernie. Hit to third. That's going to hold Santo. And firing to first is Tony Perez. Here's Hickman. Merritt kicks and deals. That's ball 4. There's Cubs at the corners now for center fielder Cleo James. 2 outs. Merritt the stretch. The delivery to Cleo. Cleo swings. Line drive right at Perez. Boy, they didn't get cheated. The Cubs get 2 on 2 hits. They leave 2. After 1 inning of play, it's 2-0 Chicago. Bench May McRae coming up against Holtzman in the first inning. In inning number 2, excuse me. All right. Holtzman kicks and deals to the Reds catcher. We're going to have a error check, maybe. No, Holtzman strikes him out looking. Bench looks disbelievingly at Ronnie Millsap, the home plate umpire, but heads back to the bench, and now it's Lee May. 1 gone in inning number 2. Holtzman kicks and deals to May. Hey, struck him out on the broccoli cauliflower medley. Gas. 2 down in the second. Hal McRae. Holtzman winds and delivers. McRae swings, hits it in the air to right. Jim Hickman is there, and he puts it away for out number 3. Some lineup changes for Leo today. Hickman moves to right field. Banks back in the starting lineup. And Cleo James in center for Pepitone. The big problem with the team, though, is the bullpen. And So we'll see if that becomes a factor today. Late inning relief has been the big problem. Merrit winds and deals to Ken Rudolph. Rudolph hits it on the ground to Tony Perez. Tony to his left, plants and throws to Lee May for out number 1. Ken Holtzman comes to the plate with nobody on and 1 out here in the second. Lefty-righty matchup. Holtzman, of course, does things the right way. He throws lefty and bats righty, which is just like me, and I'm sure you care. The pitch. Holtzman swings, hits it on the ground to Davey Concepcion. He's up with it and throws to Lee May for out number 2. Now it's Kessinger, reached on an error and scored last inning. Pitch from Merrit. Ground ball. Concepcion one more time is going to fire to Lee May, and that will retire the Cubs in inning number 2. After 2 complete, it's 2-0 Cubs. Cubs had an early lead in the last game as well, but could not hold it. Concepcion, Merrit, and Rose coming in the Reds' 3rd inning. Holtzman kicks and deals. We have a ballpark check. No ballpark homer for Davey, who's still in the Navy and probably will be for life. But this one gets inside the third base line and is going to rattle around in the corner. Billy Williams got to go get it. Concepcion around first, heading to second with a double. Here's Merrit. Jim Merrit at the plate. Holtzman the stretch, the pitch. Merrit squares to bunt. And he gets it down. It's a comebacker to Holtzman. He looks at third, but fires to first to Banks, and that'll retire Merrit. Concepcion advances to third with 1 out, and now it's Rose. Cub infield is back. The pitch to Rose. Could be a walk. 1-10. Not a walk. Ground ball, Beckert. This is going to get the run home. Glenn gloves it and throws to Banks, and it's a 2-1 Cub lead now. Rose with the RBI ground out, and now Tommy Helms comes up. Holtzman kicks and deals to the Reds' second baseman. Helms swings and hits it to center. Cleo James coming in a hurry, and he makes a nice running catch. That'll retire the Reds in the third. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-1 Cubs. Merrit recovered nicely in the second inning from a shaky first. Beckert, Williams, and Santo 2-3-4 coming in the Cubs' third. Merrit kicks and deals. Base hit for Beckert. He's 1 for 2. He's had 4 hits in the last 2 days. Here's Williams. Billy's had 4 hits in the last 2 days as well. Reds infield playing for 2. Lefty-lefty matchup, the pitch to Billy. Ground ball, Concepcion. He gloves it. He goes to Helms for 1, and that's all they're going to get as Williams beats the Rapid first. Beckert is retired 6-4 on the fielder's choice, and now it's Santo. All right. Tripled and drove in a run in the first. The pitch from Merrit. Ground ball, Perez. Tony Perez fires to Helms for 1. The relay to May is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing, around-the-horn 5-4-3 double play turned by the Reds. Merrit gets out of trouble. We go to the fourth. It's 2-1 Cubs. Reds are currently in first place in the National League West as of May 8th. It'll be Tolan, Perez, and Bench coming up for Cincinnati in the fourth. Holtzman kicks and deals to Tolan. This will be an error check unless they strike him out. He does not strike him out. So we have an error check for Glenn Beckert. Glenn Beckert's error number is an 8. And Beckert makes the play to Ernie Banks for out number 1. Tolan is retired. Here comes Perez, 0 for 1. Holtzman, does he strike out Perez? No, he does not. 52 is another error check. This will be for Santo. Santo's error number at third is a 9. And he fires it into the first base box seats a la Davy Concepcion. Those people are getting hammered over there with wild throws. Perez goes to second on the E5, and now it's bench with a chance to tie the game. Holtzman the stretch, the delivery to bench. Ground ball, Santo. He looks Perez back and throws to Banks for out number 2 in the 4th inning, and here's Lee May. May struck out in the 2nd. The pitch from Holtzman. Base hit, Lee May. This is going to be deep. Going to be off the wall and left. Scoring is Perez. We have a 2-2 game. Ballet time. May cruising into second with a double. It's a clutch 2-out double for Lee May to tie this ball game, and Hal McRae comes to the plate. Hal is 0 for 1. The pitch from Holtzman. Ground ball, Santo right by the bag. Fires to Banks, and that'll retire the Reds in the 4th. But the Reds get an unearned run that still counts and tie this game on a hit and leave one. After 3.5, it's a 2-2 ball game. Banks, Hickman, and James, 5, 6, 7 coming up for the Cubs in inning number 4. Merrit kicks and deals. Ground ball, Perez to his left, gloves it, plants, throws to Lee May, and there's one down. They get Banks by 14 steps. Here's Jim Hickman. Merrit kicks and deals to Hickman. Ground ball, Tony Perez, one more time, gloves it, fires to May, and there's 2 down. Here's Cleo James. Merrit winds and deals. James hits it on the ground to Tommy Helms. Gloves it to his left. Plants, throws to Lee May, and that will retire the Cubs in the 4th. After 4 complete are in the books, it's the Reds 2 and the Cubs 2. Concepcion, Merrit, and Rose coming in the top of the 5th. Holtzman kicks and deals to Concepcion. Hey, struck him out on a bender. 3rd strikeout for Holtzman in the game, and Jim Merrit comes to the plate. Holtzman winds and delivers. Merrit draws a walk. He walks his counterpart, and now we'll face Rose with the infield playing for 2. Rose is 0 for 1. 5 hits for Rose in yesterday's game, along with a couple of ribbies. The pitch. And Rose hits it on the ground to Beckert. Glenn goes to Kessinger for 1. And the relay to Banks is in time for a rally-killing, soul-crushing 4-6-3 double play turned by the Cubs. We're halfway through this one, and we've decided nothing. It's a 2-2 game as Merrit takes the mound to take on Rudolph, Holtzman, and Kessinger. 8-9-1 in the Cubs order in the bottom of the 5th. Good game. Merrit winds and deals. Hey, struck out Rudolph with baked beans. Gas! Well, first strikeout for Merrit, who made his name as a hard thrower but did not strike out a lot of men in 1970. Holtzman, the pitch. He swings and hits it on the ground to Davy Concepcion. He throws to Lee May, and there's 2 down in the 5th. Don Kessinger up, 0 for 2, the pitch. Kessinger with trouble. Right center and deep. Gonna split the outfielders, Tolan and Rose, and get to the wall. Kessinger around first, heading to second with a 2-out double. Beckert can drive him home. The Cubs will lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Merrit the stretch. That breaks a string of 7 in a row retired by Merrit. The pitch. And we have the 54 charts in play. And that's nothing. The next delivery to Beckert. Oh, excuse me. Maybe it is something. No, it's not something. Never mind. Next delivery to Beckert. Beckert swings and hits it in the air to center. Bobby Tolan coming in 2, 3, 4 steps and makes the catch for out number 3. We've played 5 in the books. Reds 2, Cubs 2. Cubs with a very bitter taste in their mouth after yesterday's game. Trying to reverse that. But they need an extended outing here from Holtzman, and they're getting it. Holtzman's stamina is 34 batters. He's faced 19 so far. The pitch from Holtzman to Helms, who's 0 for 2. Tommy swings, hits it on the ground to Santo. He gloves it and throws to Banks for out number 1. Bobby Tolan coming up now. 0 for 2, the pitch. Hey, struck him out. He humped up on that fastball. There's 2 outs now in the 6th for Perez. Reds 2, Cubs 2. Pitch to Tony is to center and deep. Cleo James on his horse. It's out of here. 3-2 Reds lead on a long bomb by Tony Perez. And now it'll be bench. The pitch to bench. Ground ball, Ernie Banks. He's going to take it to the bag himself and retire the side, but the Reds take the lead on a homer by Perez. Bottom of the 6th coming. It's Reds 3, Cubs 2. Williams, Santo, and Banks coming for the Cubs in the bottom of the 6th. Merrit, 32 is his stamina number. He's faced 20. The pitch. Billy Williams, line drive right at Jim Merritt's head. He caught it in self-defense. Here's Santo, 1 for 2. Merrit kicks and deals to Ron Santo. Hit in the air to center. Bobby Tolan back a few steps, but he's got room, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Here's Banks, 0 for 2. Merritt's only allowed 4 hits. The pitch. Base hit for Banks. No. Stopped by Merrit. He picks it up. He fires to first, and that retires Banks by 14 steps. We go to the 7th. With your score, Reds 3, Cubs 2. Holtzman hanging on, battling. It'll be May, McRae, and Concepcion coming in the Reds 7th. Lee May, 1 for 2. The pitch from Holtzman. Hey, struck him out on a bender. That's number 5 for the Cubs lefty. McRae is up now. The pitch. Gonna have an error check? Maybe. Unless he strikes him out, he does not. 52 on the error check is hit toward Billy Williams in left field. Billy Williams' error number is a 1. He makes the catch for out number 2. Concepcion is up there now. 2 outs, nobody aboard. Jim Merrit would be next. The pitch from Holtzman. Hit in the air to center. Cleo James coming in and makes the catch for out number 3. It is time to stretch them out in Chicago. No sign of Harry Carey to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," but the Cubs have some work to do. They're down 3-2 to the Reds. Hickman, James, and Rudolph coming in the bottom of the 7th for the Cubs. Jim Merrit winds and deals to Hickman, and there's ball 4, and there's your tying run right there on first base. Cleo James comes to the plate. Clay Carroll's going to start to throw for Sparky. And he will be joined by left-hander Bo Belinsky. It's lefty-righty double-barreled action just the way Sparky likes it whenever he's in the Windy City. Cleo James at the plate. Merrit the stretch. The pitch to Cleo. He is not bunting. And hey, struck him out looking. 1 down in the Cubs 7th. Ken Rudolph coming to the plate. 0 for 2 for Ken. Merrit the stretch. The pitch to Hickman. Look at this. Ken Rudolph puts a charge into one, and it's going to get over Bobby Tolan's head. One-hopping the wall. Jim Hickman is going to be held at third. Second and third on a Ken Rudolph double. And that'll bring up Holtzman with 1 out. The Reds infield is going to play in. Yeah, the Reds infield is going to play in. All right. Merrit the stretch. The delivery to Holtzman. Here comes Hickman from third. The squeeze is on. Leo puts on the squeeze. All right, so this gets bunted back to Merrit. Hickman's going to score. The squeeze works, and Merrit makes the play to Helms covering first. That gets the tying run home and excites the fans. Hickman scores from third. Rudolph advances to third, and there's 2 outs now. It's a 3-3 game. Kessinger is up. Merrit due to lead off the 8th, so Sparky's trying to get him through this one. Rudolph 90 feet away. There are 2 outs. Merrit the stretch, the delivery. And that's going to be a ball 4. And I think that's going to do it. No, that's not going to do it. He's going to face Beckert because Williams is on deck and he's a lefty. So there's Cubs at the corners, Rudolph at third, Kessinger at first. 3-3 game, bottom of the 7th. Merrit the stretch, the delivery to Beckert. Glenn swings and hits it on the ground to Concepcion. He's going to flip it to Helms, and that's going to retire the Cubs in the 7th, but they get a run on a hit and leave 2. We go to the 8th, and we're tied up at 3 in this ball game. So Holtzman helps himself with a squeeze bunt that brings home the tying run. Now we go to the 8th. Merrit is due, but he's not going to bat. Sparky's done with him for the day. I'll give you his numbers momentarily. Out of the dugout for the Reds will come Jimmy Stewart. And I'm going to spare you my bad Grapes of Wrath and It's a Wonderful Life imitations at this time. But if the game gets worse for the Cubs, I'm not making any promises. Stewart bats for Merrit. Merrit goes 7 innings. He allows 5 hits. He walked 1, 2, 3 batters. He struck out 2 and allowed 3 runs, 2 of which were earned. But they all count. He cannot win this game. He cannot lose it unless the Reds score here and hold on. Okay. So it's Stewart against Holtzman. The pitch. Ground ball, Don Kessinger. He's up with it and fires to Banks for out number 1. Watching stamina carefully, 34 batters before Holtzman could have a problem. He has now faced 27. Rose with 1 out here in the 8th. The pitch from Holtzman. Base hit for Pete to center field. Cleo James throws it back in. First hit of the day for Rose, and now it's Tommy Helms. Holtzman this stretch. The pitch to Tommy. There goes Pete. The hit and run is on. Ground ball, Banks. He's going to flip to Holtzman covering as Rose advances to second with 2 outs. It'll be Tolan, lefty-lefty matchup. Tony Perez would be next. There is no action in the Cub bullpen. The pitch. Tolan swings, hits it on the ground to Kessinger. Don's up with it, throws to Banks, and that retires the Reds in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th with your score. Reds 3, Cubs 3. Clay Carroll coming on to pitch for Cincinnati. The right-hander, 65 games, 104 innings in 1970. 9-4 record with 16 saves. Billy Williams comes up. One for 3. Bottom of the 8th. Carroll winds and deals to Williams. Tapper in front of home plate. Johnny Bench is on it, and he fires down to Lee May for out number 1. Let's see what Carroll's stuff is like. He has C stuff. Ron Santo coming to the plate. The pitch to Ronnie is ball 4. It's a wide one, and he will take first base. 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs. In the Reds bullpen, Gullett and Granger are throwing. Belinsky has taken a seat. Banks at the plate. Reds infield playing for 2. Banks is 0 for 3. The pitch from Carroll. And he walked him. 2 on now with 1 out for Hickman. They could run for Banks here. Every run late is so huge. They're not gonna. They're gonna leave him in. So it's Santo at second, 1 out, bottom of the 8th, 3-3 game. Banks at first. Carroll the stretch, the pitch to Hickman. And this is hit on the ground to Tommy Helms. Helms does not have a strong arm. He has an average arm. He goes to Concepcion for 1. The relay is not in time. Hickman beats the wrap at first, and Santo advances to third. So Banks is retired 4-6 on the fielder's choice. There's Cubs at the corners now with 2 outs and Cleo James. But he's not going to bat. Leo's calling him back to the dugout, and out of the dugout comes Johnny Callison. Now the question is Sparky going to bring on the lefty Gullett to pitch to Callison? And he is not. He's going to let Carroll deal with him. Callison, 264 on the season. He's got a rare day off here. Carroll the stretch, the delivery to Callison, and there's a base hit that's going to break the tie. Stopping at second is Hickman. It's a 4-3 Cub lead on a pinch hit single by Johnny Callison, and now Rudolph will come to the plate. Or are they going to hit for him too? They're going to hit for him too. So here video trouble there, or audio trouble. I don't know what happened, but Pepitone hit for Rudolph and was struck out by Don Gullett. That closed out the Reds in the bottom of the 8th. In the 9th, I did not have a new pitcher, despite what this would tell you. Holtzman was on to finish the deal. In the 9th, he got Tony Perez to ground out to Banks. Johnny Bench grounded out to Ron Santo, and Lee May grounded out to Don Kessinger to close out the game. The Cubs are winners 4-3. The line score, the Cubs 4 runs on 6 hits with 1 error. The Reds 3 runs on 4 hits with 1 error. The winning pitcher, Ken Holtzman, he is now 2-0. He has had a bunch of no decisions in this replay. I'm also naming him the MVP of the game for his pitching performance and, of course, his squeeze bunt that tied the game back in the 7th. The Cubs are now 13-11 on the season. The next game in the Cubs' schedule is May 9th, which will be the next day. Game 3 of their series with the Reds, which is now tied at 1 game apiece. On May 9th, the pitchers will be right-hander Gary Nolan for the Cincinnati Reds, and he will be opposed by Bill Hands for the Chicago Cubs, so it should be a good ball game. A couple of good pitchers going in that one. Hope you'll join me. Don't forget to check out channel membership on my channel. The link is in the description for this video. Hope you'll consider it. Have a wonderful day. So long, everybody.